Well, congratulations, Star Consultants. I'm so excited and I wish I could be there today. It sounds like a Mary Kay Ash kind of day would be just amazing. So I hope you will have so much fun celebrating your star success. And just know that I am applauding you all the way from Richmond, Virginia, and I am cheering you on to an even bigger quarter starting off today, right? No, yesterday. Yesterday. Okay, we're already into the quarter. So you just go ahead and start jumping into this quarter and make it an even bigger and better quarter. Well, okay, when Lauren told me that you guys were having a Mary Kay Day, and she was talking about what you all were doing to, remember Mary Kay and celebrate who Mary Kay was, she said, would you tell that story? Well, I knew exactly what she was talking about because it's one of my all-time favorite stories. It's my really only interaction directly with Mary Kay. When I was in Mary Kay from the very first time 25 years ago, I did have the privilege and honor of being at seminars where Mary Kay was on the stage and giving speeches at seminar and leadership conferences, and that was amazing. And even at my new director training week, she taught my class of directors, kicked off her high heel shoes and sat up on a table and spoke to about 200 of us in a room, 100 of us, something like that in a room, and taught with no notes about being a sales director. So I'm very blessed that I had some really unique moments learning from Mary Kay Ash. But the one moment I had with her face to face was really cool. So let me set the stage. So when you become a new sales director, you fly to Dallas where you have your new director week, and it is truly just an amazing week. I mean, there's nothing else like it in your Mary Kay career. It's different from seminar, it's different from career conference, it's different from leadership. I mean, it's just this amazing time of coming together with all of these new directors to learn the next phase of your business and that journey of being a leader in our company. And it's just truly amazing. And so I did not have a roommate. In fact, I always encourage you when you go to New Director Week, don't get a roommate. Don't go with somebody you know. Like find a connection with somebody across the country that you never would have met. Well, I did not go with a roommate, and so while I was there in the lobby, when there was a little mingle time, I got connected with a woman there. I don't remember. I really don't remember how it happened. I don't know if the company paired us up or what, but it turns out that this woman, Betty, lived in Hampton, Virginia, which was just like not even an hour from where I was because I lived in Chesapeake at the time. And so, but I didn't know Betty. Betty was from a different national area. I had never met her before. She was a brand new sales director. So Betty and I met in Dallas, and we were so excited. And we were getting unpacked in our room that first night, and Betty said, "Oh my gosh." And I said, "What?" And she's like, "I left my director's suit hanging in my kitchen." So evidently she had gone to get her suit dry cleaned before the new director week. You really only wear your suit one day of new director week. You're dressed in professional dress or skirt the whole time, but there's one day that you wear your suit because you go to corporate and you get to have the tour of Mary Kay Ash's office, and you get to meet, or way back then, you got to meet Mary Kay and have your picture taken with her. And so Betty is freaking out. She's like, "I got it from the dry cleaners. I hung it in the kitchen. I was bringing my stuff down." And she's like, "I totally left it hanging in my kitchen. I cannot believe I don't have my director's suit." Well, the suit was for the 30th year anniversary of Mary Kay. It was my very first ever director's suit. It was a gorgeous, I know this doesn't sound pretty, but I'll show you a picture in a little bit. It was this gorgeous light pink suit with like the same color embroidery on the lapel and the cuff, and it was just so classic. It was this light wool. It was just beautiful. And anyways, so Betty was devastated. I said, "Well, Betty, don't worry. You've got great clothes. You'll look very professional. Don't worry about it." So the next day was the day that we got up to go to corporate headquarters. And so I was getting dressed in my gorgeous light pink suit, and Betty was just so nervous. I mean, first off, we're going to meet Mary Kay Ash, right? And then out of a sea of 200 and some directors, Betty would have been the only, or one of the few probably, one of the few directors that didn't have a pink Mary Kay director suit on. So she was definitely very nervous. So we get there and we're waiting in line. And the way that you got your picture taken with Mary Kay, whoa, sorry about that. The way that you get your picture taken with Mary Kay back then was that you and your roommate stood on either side of Mary Kay Ash. And so we waited in line 2 by 2 to meet Mary Kay. It was a long line, and we waited, and we finally got up to Mary Kay. Well, the first thing I remembered about Mary Kay was that she was extremely short. I mean, just this tiny little petite woman. And I'm 5'7". I don't know, Betty was probably 5'6" or something like that. And so we just felt like we were towering over her. And so we walked up, and she hugged us both, and Betty said, "Mary Kay, I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. I left my suit hanging in the kitchen after I had it dry cleaned." And Mary Kay said, "Oh, honey, you look beautiful. Don't worry about it. It's okay." Mary Kay just had this amazing way of just making you feel special regardless of what the situation was. She just always made you feel special. She said, "Come here, girls, let's get our picture taken together." So we get right beside Mary Kay, and the two of us are there with her, and we get our picture taken. So Betty's like, "Oh, okay." She was so gracious. She was so nice. She was so warm. And so we then went to get on the buses. There was about, 4 buses transporting all of these sales directors back, or we were actually going to a Texas steakhouse. That was what we did way back then. We went to this really cool Texas steakhouse for a Texas steak dinner on Mary Kay Cosmetics. So we're sitting in the bus, and everybody's talking and everybody's laughing. I mean, imagine tons of Mary Kay directors on a bus. We're having a great time, but we're not going anywhere. We're sitting in front of the hotel. So all of a sudden, these 2 corporate staff people get on our bus, and they kind of stand at the front, and everybody gets quiet. And the girl goes, "Is there a Betty so-and-so on this bus?" And everybody gets quiet. And I look at Betty, and everybody looks at Betty. And she's like, "I'm right here." She's like, "Could you come with me? Mary Kay wants to see you." We're like, "What?" So we are watching out of the window, and Betty gets off the bus. She goes right around the side of the bus. Well, there's Mary Kay Ash and the photographer. So we're watching, and they're taking pictures of Betty, and we're like, "What's going on?" So Betty gets back on the bus, and of course, our bus is silent. What? We're all going crazy. What did she say? Well, Mary Kay said to Betty, "Betty, I loved the suit that you were wearing so much that I wanted to capture some pictures of it because I would like to fashion next year's director suit after your suit." What? Are you kidding me? So Betty had on this black suit with a gold blouse, and the black suit kind of was ribbed in gold. I don't know how else to describe it. I'll show you a picture in a minute. And so, we're all freaking out. So guess what happens? Everybody in the bus is like, "I want a picture with you, Betty. I want a picture with you." And I'm like, "She's my roommate, you guys, back off." I'm getting a picture with her, right? And Betty was so excited, and everybody was so excited to get a picture taken with Betty so they could take it back to their unit, to their senior director, and say, "This is going to be the prototype for next year's Mary Kay director suit." Well, sure enough, the next year, the suit was black with a gold trim. It wasn't exactly like Betty's, but it was definitely in the likeness of Betty's suit. So I grabbed out my picture of Mary Kay and Betty and I. There's Betty. I hope you can see without the glare. And there's Mary Kay Ash, teeny tiny short, lots of hair, big hair. There's the light pink suit. And then there's Betty's suit with the gold trim up on the lapel. And so the next year, the suit had gold around the lapel. So it was kind of ribbing the suit and ribbing the sides. And it was really a very classic suit. It was very pretty. But it all happened because a woman left her suit hanging in her kitchen, busy running around trying to get out of the door to catch a plane to see Mary Kay Ash. And Mary Kay made her feel so special and really fell in love with her suit and wanted to make the next suit out of Betty's suit. Isn't that a great story? I guess what I'll always take away from that is that Mary Kay just had this amazing way of making you feel special, of making you feel connected to her. And I will forever love that story. And I will always cherish a picture with Mary Kay Ash. But isn't it even cooler now? Because I wish I could show you the picture of that suit. I don't have that suit anymore. But it was a really cool suit, and it was fabulous. And I don't think I ever saw Betty more than 1 or 2 events after that. I don't know where she is. I don't know if she's still a part of Mary Kay. I don't remember her last name. But Betty and I definitely shared a very cool moment with Mary Kay Ash. So there you go. A great story about the woman that you're celebrating today. And I know Mary Kay would be so proud of each of you for being a star consultant. I know that's our oldest recognition. That's our oldest contest that's been around. And Mary Kay just had such a high level of respect for women who would sell the product. And she always said, nothing happens until somebody sells something. So thank you, ladies, for selling something, a lot of somethings, and for making a difference around kitchen tables, around dining room tables, making difference in the lives of people who've joined your team since then, or maybe as a result of this past quarter. Thank you for just continuing Mary Kay's legacy of making women feel special. Have fun celebrating. Eat a cookie for me. Okay, bye.